How's it going, everybody? Nomad here, and I'm going to bring you a recap of the Microsoft briefing, as they put it. So they started off with like a little bit of a, light show and all the electronics and like the CPU, like all this fancy shit. And they showed the Scorpio, which is now the Xbox One X and Xbox One S. I think whoever does the naming needs to be fired, because they're just getting more complicated. This is apparently the most powerful console to date. Um, I don't have the specs. I didn't have enough time to write them down before doing this. I'll get them and I'll put them up on screen. Um, yeah, they spoke about that for a while, and now it's back compatible, I think, with most of your Xbox One games, maybe Xbox 360 as well. Don't quote me on that, though. And then they wanted to show Forza 7, and they debuted the Porsche 911 GT2 RS. It's the first time anyone had seen the car. The car looked good. Don't know why it was there. I mean, I think Porsche, like, you know, like a deal with Forza or whatever, like the cars in the game. But yeah, like no one in that room could afford it, so the point of showing it off, you know what I mean? And they wanted to say that they've got, I think they were showing something like 40 games. 22 are exclusive to the Xbox One generation. um, and then that's when shit started getting interesting. They showed off Metro Exodus, and it looks great. I love the Metro games. I'm actually gonna go start playing the redo of 2033 and Last Light. Looked amazing. It's apparently it's a linear sandbox game, so some of the levels are linear like the other Metro games. But then there's also the big like sandbox sections like outside, and the story apparently takes place over the course of a year. So we get to see seasonal changes, which is pretty interesting. It's a story element, and it changes some of the mutants that we may see, which I think is pretty interesting. Because usually we've only seen them in like the winter, and the underground, like in the cold and all that. And then, yeah, I think they put all the really some of the really good shit at the beginning. Because then they showed Assassin's Creed Origins. Definitely, it's Egypt. Get the name of the main character. It was leaked from that T-shirt. I think that's his name. But you're pretty much like a sheriff, like a magi. I'm pretty sure they're called. And it's literally the beginning of the Assassin's Order. So he's the very first assassin. RPG elements. It looks cool. Like he loots a body and picks up like a different bow. Oh, and there's a part like he jumps off a ledge, shoots the guy in the face with an arrow. Like I haven't been this excited for an Assassin's Creed game, for like since 4. Because I actually haven't really played the others, just because of how shit they have been. And at the very end of what they show, it seems to be you can guide the arrow. I don't know. That's what it looked like. Remember that game? Is it Heavenly Sword? Those segments where you can like you use your controller to guide the arrow. I don't think it's going to be like that, but that's what it looked like. It looked like the arrow was being like player controlled, which I don't know. That could be cool. depending on what you're playing on. I don't know. Then they announced that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is coming exclusively to Xbox. I think the end of this year, with 4K, like graphic enhancements and stuff. That's all right. That's not that bad. Then they showed off a bunch of little games. Deep Rock Galactic. It looked like a at first I thought this is like just a like a really low res Evolve, like because you see them in the dropship and stuff. And I saw that like there's a bearded guy. You're dwarves, I think. You got to go down. You mine resources. And at the end of it, they get absolutely swarmed by spider creature things. Co-op would be like 4 players, maybe more. Looks pretty interesting if you're into that sort of thing. Stata Decay 2. If you like the first one like I did, you'll probably get this. It looks pretty similar. Doesn't look like they've really changed a lot, which, I mean, that's okay. Because State of Decay was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. And then they showed an Overwatch-style battle royale. Well, at least that's the feel I got from it. It's called the Darwin Project. It's sort of cartoonish. Sort of had like a like a class. They look like classes, like specific characters. That are certain sort of play styles. Looks interesting. It was really weird though because they showed like this little this little animation for it, and then at the end of it they had this guy just start screaming like a screaming. Not exactly screaming, but like you know, like the soccer commentators, like sport commentators, like they get really excited. He was doing that for like this match, and it was just really weird. So like it was very sort of off-putting, like just real strange. Then Minecraft is being unified through from every so you can play it on like your Switch, your PC, console, etc., and mobile. You can play all together. In VR, all of them are linked. That a few other ones, like a 4K texture pack. It really just looks like that. You see that image where someone recreated Minecraft in Unreal Engine 4? It looks a little bit like that, but not as good. So I reckon, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know. They didn't actually say a price or anything for it. I think it might be, I don't know what to go with that. They show Dragon Ball FighterZ or FighterZ. I don't know about that one, but it reminds me of the old Capcom fighting games. They were really cool, like Street Fighter, like the old Street Fighter. Which, you know, really into that. They showed Black Desert. I don't know. I mean, it's Black Desert Online, but I don't know if it's the actual online or if it's a spin-off sort of single-player game to that. It didn't say online. It just come up on the screen, Black Desert. You know, something about an MMO RPG, which I know is Black Desert Online, but like, why advertise that when it's already out on Steam and people are playing it? Weird. The Last Night, that was pretty cool. It had like a 2D pixel Blade Runner feel. Like that's the feel I got from that. Don't know what it's about exactly, but it looks pretty cool. And they show this really weird, the Artful Escape. It's this guy with glasses, he's playing guitar. It was very, like, very trippy. I don't know what it's about exactly. And Code Vein, they showed a little bit, not really a little bit more on that, but they just, it was just like a trailer. That was it. Most of these are just trailers that they showed. Like, they didn't really do all that much talking. They just literally were like, right, here's the trailer, watch it, you decide. Which is cool, you know, but whatever. They showed a lot of Sea of Thieves. They went through like a whole, like 2 adventures sort of thing. Pretty sure it was Sean Penn, maybe that was, or someone who sounded like, is it Sean Penn? Ah, I don't know, I think I fucked that up. The guy from like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and all that. I think he was doing the voiceover for it, which is pretty cool. I like that guy. He's funny. Tacoma. I don't understand what Tacoma is. You'll have to look that one up. It was just weird, like a space station. People like look like holograms and yeah, weird. Super Lucky's Tale. I think it's they're sort of trying to combat Crash Bandicoot being remastered. I mean, Super Lucky's Tale. It looks pretty good. If I was, you know, back when I was a kid, I would have played it. You know, I'm actually probably gonna play Crash Bandicoot when it comes out, but you know, that's nostalgia. You know. But I mean, if you're into playing those games and you're not a kid, go for it. Check out Super Lucky's Tale. It looks pretty good, looks pretty solid. And then Cuphead. Cuphead is being released September 29th. That game looks cool. Very old cartoon. That sort of like, I think it's like, I don't know what era, like 40s maybe, 30s. I don't know. Those sort of cartoons. It's like a shooter. Not a shooter. I don't know how you just like a bullet hell. That'd be more its style. It looks really good. And then Crackdown 3, Terry Crews. I mean, the ad for that was pretty funny. Didn't say when that was coming out. I don't think. I don't remember that. Which is pretty cool. I've never played a Crackdown game, but it looks pretty interesting. I think it's only on Xbox. I don't know if it's gonna come to PC or not. I'll have to check that one out. Then they showed a bunch of smaller games. Like something about ID at Xbox program. I wasn't really paying attention at that point. I had to get up pretty early to watch this. Ashen. Ashen looks really good. It's I think it's a cooperative game, but you're like, I think you look like adventurers or something, and you're going through a, you don't look like medieval adventurers. You look kind of modern, but like the shit you're up against, looks pretty evil and like you're going through tombs and shit. You see 2 people running towards 2 other people with like weapons and oh, it looks pretty good. Like I'm going to be keeping my eye on that one. If you're into like Life is Strange, they got another one, Life is Strange Before the Storm. Personally, I've never played it. I've heard it's really weird. Some people say it's good. I don't know. I should probably check it out before making it, forming an opinion. And then Shadow of War. This looked really fucking good. Especially because one of the characters they introduced, Bruce with a Z. Just that typical fucking portrayal of an Aussie character, you know. And some of the one-liners and shit that he was saying fucking had me in stitches. It was great. Loved it. Looking forward to this game. I love the first one, and ooh, fucking excited. And the last thing is Anthem. Now, I am very fucking excited for this one. It got the blood flowing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but in saying that, we have to remember Destiny. It looked amazing when it was shown at E3, and look what happened. I mean, yeah, we sort of got a good Destiny, but that was after we had bought another game pretty much, and had to wait like 3 years, or 2 years, or whatever. I just hope EA and BioWare have paid attention to Bungie's mistake, and they've gone, right, let's not do that. Let's actually give the people what we've shown at E3. Because I'd play the shit out of that game if that's the case. Because it looked amazing, like the whole mortar part where like he just fucking stands there and launches that big old grenade and it destroys everything. I know it's scripted, but it still looked pretty cool. And the loot, you know, is it Jara's Wrath? That looked pretty cool. Big old, I think it was a machine gun or something, or it could be a shotgun, no idea, but it was flying around, just completely seamless. Jumped off the edge of like the wall and just flew down and like landed in the water. Amazing, amazing. And by the sounds of it, judging by the like your javelins, which are the suits that are being worn, you aren't restricted by class, so you can be like oh, because one guy had his Colossus suit and the chick was talking about a Ranger suit or whatever, and you could switch freely between them, like as long as you're back at like the base, which is pretty cool. And the multiplayer was drop in, like they literally dropped in, like not like drop in drop out, like the character literally drops in. But again, they did that with Destiny, so we should be wary of that. Don't get too hyped, be skeptical, don't pre-order. Anyway, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.
There's a bunch more coming in.
Okay, I'll get this round. Oh, come on. Be something good. Oh, yes! Jerry's wrap.
Oh, nice.
Large-scale world events like Shaper Storms are dynamic and pull you off the beaten path with the promise of new stories to discover.
Oh, Shaper Storm incoming. Okay, actually, let's get some more people. Hold on a sec.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
Right behind you. Whoa. This storm is getting crazy. So what are we supposed to do? Fly into it?
Alright, let's do this.
See you on the other side.
Our story is out there.